Hey friends, it's Lacey here. Today we're going on a decomposition search. We're looking for all things dead, slimy, moldy, and decaying, as well as fungus, bacteria, and bugs along the way. Where should we look first? The first place we're looking is under a tree where it recently rained. There's lots of old leaves covered in mildew, which is an awesome sign that decomposition is in process. Let's dig in the dirt a little bit. Ooh, there's some molding things here. Mold is a type of fungus, which is a part of the FBI. Fungus, bacteria, and invertebrates are all decomposers. That means that they help break things down in the soil. The deeper we dig, the more I'm noticing decomposition at work. The bark is getting smaller and smaller. The leaves are turning more and more confetti-like. Ooh, and there's our first invertebrate, a worm. Invertebrate means no backbone. Any bugs are invertebrates. Let's keep digging. I wonder what else we'll see. Decomposition happens when living things die and are broken back down and turn into rich soil. Signs of decomposition are dead leaves, rich soil, stinky smells, or even heat. All of these things mean that decomposition is at work and rich, dark soil will be coming soon. Especially after it's been raining, looking under things is a great way to find even more decomposition. Look under logs or big rocks and see what you can find. Ooh, big rocks are also a great place to look. You can lift up a rock and notice how different the soil is underneath. There's some evidence of critters, like maybe a slug under here, and that's doing some decomposing as well. All kinds of stuff can be found just by lifting up something that's been sitting in a place for a long time. And I bet you can find all kinds of things like this at parks or maybe at your school. Check that out. Oh my gosh, there's some termites. Those guys are going to help decompose by breaking down and eating up old wood. Decomposition is everywhere, especially in leaf litter or down below near trees. There is all kinds of decomposition you can find by just looking under your feet. Here at the farm, whenever we have a lot of compost or a lot of extra plants, we bring it here to this giant compost pile. Compost piles, like this one here, are places where we use the power of decomposition to make fertilizer for our farm out of food scraps, like this old pumpkin. See how slimy and rotten it is? That means fungus and decomposers are at work breaking this pumpkin down. Soon we will have nutrient-dense fertilizer to make sure our soil is really healthy as we grow new crops. All kinds of food goes into the compost pile. Lettuce, orange peels, old pumpkins like you saw, and grass. And also this old eggplant. This eggplant's been here for about 4 months, and it sure doesn't look like an eggplant anymore. It's very broken down. It kind of looks like an old banana peel. A really great way to explore decomposition on your own is to bury some food scraps in the ground and see what happens. At the end of the compost pile is fresh compost, which is fertilizer for new plants. It took months to get to this point, and now it's all broken down and ready to go straight onto our farm fields. It is so decomposed and full of nutrients, and this whole pile will look like that handful of dark finished compost in just a couple of months. Decomposition is Mother Nature's best way to recycle. All kinds of creatures help out with decomposition. You often see turkey vultures like these flying around in the sky. They are scavengers, meaning they eat dead stuff that they find on the ground. These turkey vultures are pretty amazing. They have bald heads, which is a special adaptation that means that when they eat dead stuff, their heads don't get dirty. They can get cleaned off pretty easily. Turkey vultures are huge. They have 6-foot wingspans, making them some of the biggest birds that we have here at the farm. Scavengers like these birds are crucial to decomposition. Animals would not break down in a compost pile very quickly, but thanks to these guys, not much is left over when an animal dies. Only feathers and maybe a couple bones, things that'll break down really quickly. The rest was lunch for a vulture. You can also check out tall things like telephone poles and tall trees to see even more decomposition at work. Owls, which are nighttime birds, like to hang out on top of these tall structures and enjoy their meals, and they leave behind owl pellets, which is kind of gross. It's kind of like solid vomit, and it's full of all the leftover things that an owl couldn't digest. So any bones or fur, or in this one it looks even like there's some cricket pieces that the owl couldn't digest and left behind at the base of this telephone pole. There's all kinds of different owl pellets here. Whatever's left behind is going to simply decompose into the earth, and it'll happen a lot faster now that the owl has enjoyed its meal. Now it's your turn. The next time you go outside, look for decomposition at work. Check for old logs and big rocks or big piles of dead leaves. Take a look for worms and for mold and mushrooms. Anything you can see that is slimy or stinky. All that decomposition is nature making new soil. It's amazing and it's all over. So keep your eyes open.